Hey everyone, it's David here. And let's be real, we all love the convenience of digital payment apps, right? Cash App, Venmo, they make life so much easier until they don't. Unfortunately, as with anything popular on the internet, scammers are always lurking, trying to find new ways to exploit the system. And in 2024, Cash App scams are unfortunately experiencing a pretty alarming rise. So, in the spirit of internet safety and, not getting totally ripped off, we're going to spend some time in this video unpacking the methods these digital bandits are using. By understanding their tactics, we can be better equipped to protect ourselves. Because, as I always say, knowledge is power. And in this case, it might just save you a whole lot of money and a whole lot of stress. So, buckle up, internet friends. Let's learn how to outsmart these Cash App con artists. Imagine this. You're a scammer, and your goal is to create a fake Cash App account that looks as real as possible. Where do you start? Well, unfortunately, the dark web often serves as a marketplace for stolen identities. We're talking full packages here. Names, birth dates, social security numbers, even compromised driver's license information. This information, tragically, is often obtained through data breaches and phishing scams that target everyday internet users. It's a scary thought, right? But it highlights how crucial it is to be vigilant about online security. Because once this stolen data is in the hands of a scammer, they can use it to build a convincing facade on platforms like Cash App. They take that stolen information, create a profile, and boom, they're practically a digital doppelganger of someone who's completely unaware their identity is being used for nefarious purposes. Okay, so our scammer now has a fake Cash App account, ready to wreak havoc. But they're not going in guns blazing, oh no. They're all about covering their tracks, and that's where VPNs and proxies come in. VPNs, or virtual private networks, are like those secret tunnels in spy movies. They encrypt your internet traffic and route it through a server in a different location, making it look like you're somewhere you're not. Proxies, on the other hand, are like the middlemen of the internet. They act as intermediaries between your device and the websites you visit. Again, masking your true IP address. These tools are perfectly legal and can be used for legitimate reasons like accessing geo-restricted content or protecting your privacy on public Wi-Fi. But in the hands of a scammer, they become powerful tools of deception. So, the scammer has a fake Cash App account. They're masked by a VPN. What's next? Well, think of it like this. They've built a secret tunnel to the financial system, but they need a vehicle to drive through it. That's where stolen credit cards come in. These cards, often bought in bulk on the dark web, become their golden tickets. It's tragically efficient. A stolen card number, expiry date, and CVV are all they need. They punch it into their burner Cash App account, and bam, they're in business. Now, you might be thinking, don't banks have systems to prevent this? And yeah, they absolutely do. But remember, Cash App is designed for speed and convenience. There's a certain level of trust inherent in the system. This is where the scammers exploit the gaps. If the stolen card hasn't been used on Cash App before, or if the bank hasn't flagged it as compromised yet, it can slip through the cracks. And for the scammer, that's like hitting the jackpot. Let's delve deeper into how these stolen cards are acquired. On the dark web, there are entire marketplaces dedicated to selling stolen credit card information. These marketplaces operate in the shadows, away from the prying eyes of law enforcement. Scammers can browse through lists of stolen cards, complete with details like card numbers, expiration dates, and CVV codes. They can even filter their search based on the card's issuing bank or the cardholder's location. Once they find a suitable batch of cards, they make the purchase using digital currencies like Bitcoin, which offer a level of anonymity. After the purchase, the stolen card details are delivered to them digitally, ready to be used in their fraudulent schemes. The scammer then enters these details into their fake Cash App account, effectively linking the stolen card to their account. With the card linked, they can now make transactions, transfer money, or even withdraw cash, all while remaining anonymous. Banks and financial institutions have sophisticated security systems in place to detect and prevent fraudulent activities. However, these systems are not foolproof. The speed and convenience of apps like Cash App can sometimes work against them, allowing scammers to exploit the system before any red flags are raised. While banks continuously update their security protocols, scammers are always looking for new ways to bypass these measures. They use advanced techniques and tools to stay one step ahead, constantly adapting to the evolving security landscape. For the scammer, every successful transaction is a win, a testament to their ability to outsmart the system. It's a cat and mouse game, with banks and scammers constantly trying to outmaneuver each other. As consumers, it's important to stay vigilant and report any suspicious activity to your bank immediately. By working together, we can help protect our financial systems from these malicious actors. Remember, while technology offers convenience, it also requires us to be more cautious and aware of potential risks. Stay informed, stay secure, and always be on the lookout for any signs of fraud. So, they've got the fake account, they've masked their location, and they've managed to link a stolen card. Now what? Well, they're not going to immediately try to empty the entire account. That's a surefire way to get caught. Instead, they start small, dipping their toes in the water, so to speak. Think of it like this. You wouldn't eat an entire cake in one bite, right? You'd start with a small slice, see how you feel, and then maybe have another. It's the same principle here, except instead of cake, it's your hard-earned money. These initial transactions might be tiny, maybe just a few dollars here and there. The goal is to see if the card works, if there are any immediate red flags, and if the real account holder notices. It's all about minimizing risk and maximizing their chances of staying under the radar. And you know, it's sadly effective. Because let's be real, who checks their bank statements for every single $2 transaction? Especially when we're constantly bombarded with microtransactions and subscription fees these days. It's easy to miss the subtle signs until it's too late. The hackers are patient. They know that if they move too quickly, they risk triggering fraud alerts and getting caught. So they take their time, making small, seemingly innocuous transactions that fly under the radar. These transactions are often disguised as everyday purchases, like a cup of coffee or a small online order. The idea is to blend in with the normal spending patterns of the account holder. By doing this, they hope to avoid drawing attention to their activities. It's a game of cat and mouse, with the hackers constantly trying to stay one step ahead of the security measures. For the account holder, the best defense is vigilance. Regularly checking bank statements and setting up transaction alerts can help catch these small transactions before they add up. If you notice any suspicious activity, it's important to report it to your bank immediately. Your bank can then take steps to secure your account and issue you a new card if necessary. While it can be a hassle, taking these steps can help protect your hard-earned money from falling into the wrong hands. Additionally, using strong passwords and enabling two-factor authentication can add an extra layer of security to your accounts. By staying vigilant and proactive, you can help safeguard your finances against these incremental transactions. Remember, it's your money, and taking a few extra steps to protect it can make all the difference. Stay alert, stay informed, and stay secure. Okay, so the scammers have managed to steal a bunch of money using these incremental transactions. They do this by making small, almost unnoticeable withdrawals from multiple accounts, which add up to a significant amount over time. This method is often referred to as salami slicing or penny shaving, and it can be incredibly effective because the individual transactions are so small that they often go unnoticed by the account holders and even by the banks themselves. But they can't just leave it sitting in a Cash App account, right? That's way too risky. Leaving the stolen money in a digital account makes it traceable and increases the chances of getting caught. The longer the money stays in one place, the higher the risk of the authorities tracking it down. So the scammers need to move quickly to convert the digital funds into physical cash. They need to get their hands on the actual cash, and they need to do it fast. Speed is of the essence here. The quicker they can withdraw the money, the less likely it is that the transactions will be flagged and the accounts frozen. This urgency drives them to take immediate action, often within hours of the money being deposited into the account. This is where things get really sneaky. The scammers have to be extremely cautious to avoid drawing attention to themselves. They know that any suspicious behavior could lead to their capture, so they employ a variety of tactics to stay under the radar. They'll often use bank accounts that were opened with fake identities, sometimes even using stolen social security numbers. These fake identities are meticulously crafted, often using a combination of real and fabricated information to create a convincing persona. This makes it difficult for banks and authorities to detect the fraud. It's a terrifying thought, knowing how easily someone can assume another person's identity in the digital age. With just a few pieces of personal information, scammers can create a whole new identity, opening bank accounts, applying for credit cards, and even taking out loans in someone else's name. The victims often don't realize what's happened until it's too late, and their credit is ruined. And they're not exactly withdrawing this money in broad daylight. They choose their moments carefully, often opting for times when the ATMs are less likely to be monitored or when there are fewer people around to witness the transactions. Think dimly lit ATMs in the dead of night, locations where they can blend in and avoid attracting attention. These ATMs are often in secluded areas, away from the prying eyes of security cameras and passers-by. The darkness provides cover, making it easier for the scammers to carry out their activities without being seen. They might even hire runners to do their dirty work, further distancing themselves from the crime. These runners are often individuals who are down on their luck and willing to take the risk for a small cut of the stolen money. By using runners, the scammers create another layer of separation between themselves and the illegal activities, making it even harder for authorities to trace the crime back to them. It's all carefully calculated to minimize their chances of getting caught. Every step of the process is planned with precision, from the initial theft to the final withdrawal. The scammers are constantly adapting their methods to stay one step ahead of law enforcement, using technology and social engineering to exploit any vulnerabilities they can find. They're like ghosts, moving in the shadows, leaving no trace behind except for the empty bank accounts of their victims. Their ability to disappear without a trace is what makes them so dangerous. They strike quickly and vanish just as fast, leaving their victims to pick up the pieces and deal with the aftermath of the theft. The impact on the victims can be devastating, both financially and emotionally, as they struggle to reclaim their stolen identities and recover their lost funds. And that, my friends, is how scammers are using Cash App to profit in 2024. It's a scary reality, but knowledge is power. By understanding their methods, we can be more vigilant and protect ourselves from becoming victims. Thanks for watching. Remember to avoid using debit cards for online transactions whenever possible. Credit cards offer better fraud protection. Regularly monitor your bank and credit card statements for any suspicious activity, no matter how small. And of course, use strong, unique passwords for all your financial accounts. Don't make it easy for scammers to steal your hard-earned money. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next video.